All right, so it's a nice crisp morning, maybe 50 degrees out, and we're getting ready to start a drive-only day. So we're working our way towards Amarillo today. We really start to get into 666 today. I'm sorry, Route 66. I think they were going to rename the road 666 because it was so popular, but Route 66, 10 epic checkpoints. So I've been waiting for this day for a long time to go back and see. So we're going to take you through that journey today. Epic drive through Route 66, and yeah. Watch it. It's going to be awesome. Going to be epic. Lots of cool stuff. And we're only in the 10 checkpoints. There's probably 100 places that everybody's going to stop at today because there's just so much. But hey, we're going to get on the road and get rock and rolling.
We're gearheads, we're racers ourselves. We want this stuff to plug and play, really. Everything from fuel injectors back to the fuel pump, we do it all. And I think that's one of the unique things, that because we essentially touch and develop all parts in the fuel system, we have a unique aspect or a unique opinion on this stuff, and that we know how everything has to work together to have a nice, reliable fuel system. So that's kind of what we do.
We are at a old school rest area that is specifically made to only eat at, apparently. there's a tree to pee at over there, and one right there, but that one's really awkward because that one is so close to where people are standing and eating. So you got to stand on the other side of the tree if you're doing that kind of deal. And then there's one down there that's probably okay, at least from the shade side of things. So yeah, this is totally impractical at this point in time. I'm pretty sure that I don't think anybody's ever eaten here.
This is goes back to the time when gas stations didn't sell food. You had to bring a packed lunch.
That's true. I can buy that.
And they didn't used to have to pee in the olden days.
That's right. They never had to go to the bathroom back then. I don't know what.
Bladders hadn't been invented.
That's right. They had bladders like this big. I mean, it was amazing. Back when men were men and women were women, they could hold their whiz for like in a day. We were just talking about it. I just gave the whole description of that tree right there is awkward to pee at, but you can pee at the next one.
They have gray fenders on the car versus whatever. But,
Well, I lost my header panel, as you can see. Apparently it helps if you put screws in it from the grill up. We were putting the front end on just a couple days before we were heading out here, and we were in a rush and it just got missed. And when I let out right after I went through the finish line, it just took it and it flew up and broke into 2 pieces. It was wonderful. So now my dad's gonna bring my metal one because I have a metal front end for this car, so I can put it on once we get to Amarillo.
Valve cover gaskets decided to hang out the wrong side of the things here and losing a little bit of oil. We all got some double mint gum and we're going to stick it in there, see if that helps.
So we were just traveling along the route and getting ready to pull from a traffic light. So, and unfortunately, we got rear-ended by a guy. So, I mean, it felt bad. We pulled over. I mean, got pretty good damage. He was in like a fairly new Nissan Titan. We got exchange insurance information. I mean, we'll come up with a game plan, try to figure out how to fix it.
How much do they value this car at?
It's a struggle because I mean, there's not much to really compare to. Most of them are like nicely restored. So how do you compare a nicely restored one to, I don't know, a well-seasoned one, I guess we would call it. Yeah, I'm more upset because I want to try to make it match.
yeah.
But, I mean, it could be worse.
All right, 1952 Nash. The giveaway starts now. Every dollar you spend over on the merch site gets you an entry for this thing. This thing is bad to the bone. It's got an 850 cage in it, so it is a 396 small block, 491 horsepower. It's got a couple hundred shot of nitrous. It's got a Rosler Turbo 400 in it. This thing is ready to go for you. Every dollar you spend over on the merch site gets you an entry for it. Go grab some entries.
How are the roads, guys?
Pretty rough. We're having to take it pretty slow, but the old truck's doing all right. Just some noises here and there that we just kind of ignore. But other than that, we've already gotten under there and checked and make sure everything looked all right. And doing good so far.
So far, so good. We're just gonna keep it off the out of the potholes and try
Yeah.
to keep the oil pan off the ground, you know?
Yeah, sometimes we have to use the whole road to go around stuff, but it's okay.
All right, so we're at the National Route 66 Museum, Elk City, Oklahoma. So we're about the halfway point. This is 5th checkpoint of the day. And man, Route 66, I forgot. Well, actually, I'll say the gasser could handle it way better than the Ramcharger. The gasser, I remember being bumpy and like all that. Well, the Ramcharger, definitely not enough suspension travel. I warned everybody, and maybe should take a little more of my own advice for a little better suspension travel. But like, yeah, I mean, 35 miles an hour for most of it, and I've had enough Route 66 or whatever that we can get on some smooth stuff, but I know that we still have hundreds of miles of the real Route 66 to go. So looking forward to it. And I mean, just all the stops on the way and all the cars, and I think everybody can agree with me that, like, for the most part, we have the road to ourselves. The only people that are on this section that we're doing are people that are in our event, like other than the random farmer that's using it to access his farm. But that's what's so cool about it. And 40's doing 75 miles an hour right there. We're doing 35 miles an hour right next to it. So all fun. Onwards and upwards.
You locked up? Well, I've got something I've got to do.
Half the pumps were self-serve and the other half were full serve. And on the full serve, you can get air and water. There was a water hose, and you'd wash their windows and check their oil because it was an incentive for the guy to sell oil. You'd get a nickel for every quart that you sold. But yeah, it's changed. And gas stations used to have repair shops too, and that's long gone. There's no such thing.
That's an old cigarette machine.
What brands do you have?
I don't think he sells cigarettes, but isn't it neat?
Hey, I'm Dave Schroeder. I run the Nitrous Corvette at Drag Week, and yeah, I've always wanted to do Route 66. With this car, I've had this car almost 20 years. 32 Ford with a very traditional build, a 50s build with a flathead, a little 239, small inch motor. But yeah, we're just having a ball with it. These roads were built, I think the final pavement was done in 36, so it's almost like these roads were built for this car. Yeah, we haven't bottomed once yet. Yeah, knock on wood. I think it might get a little rougher down the ways, but we're pulling 15 miles per gallon, and it's I kind of describe it, it's kind of like driving an old Harley. You know, the car doesn't turn good, brake good, or accelerate that good, but it's just I kind of think it follows the spirit of this of Route 66, and even the wife is with me, Joanna's with me, and she's having a ball as well. We heard about Death Week last year, and it is we're always used to getting punished at these dragon drives, but this is a totally different experience, and we're still having some fun drag racing along the way. But the route, I wanted to do 66, and I don't know. I think that Tom might have to dust this one off sometime in the future and maybe do it again, because it's been really, really sensational.
I figured that out now.
So you live across the road from this Phillips thing?
Yep, I got this Phillip 66, which is the one that replaced that one. That truck used to be over here, and I bought that two-story house there, which Alfred Row went down with the Titanic. That's the history that we have on this town with him. Wow. So I own that. It used to be when his wife died, they turned it into the Graham Motel, and it's gutted, but It's kind of his 1889, I think is what the paperwork says I got on it.
How'd you end up out here and all this history?
That big building over there was a knockoff for oil and gas parts. And my brother came out here and he goes, "Hey, you can buy a house for $5,000." I go, "Yeah, right. 5,000." Bought this for 4. Bought that one for 4. So here I am. And then we truck drove, so we weren't really here. Now I can't wait. I got about 6 months and I'll be in that thing behind you there on the road. Doing Route 66 again. All right, so final checkpoint. We're at the Big Texan. Get some dinner. Not sure who's going to eat the 72-ounce steak, but we'll see who goes for that. But awesome day. I mean, I think we did 10 checkpoints that were required, but I mean, people were stopped everywhere along the way. So there was so much cool stuff on Route 66. And literally the road beat the hell out of everybody, I believe, today. That's the number one thing. But we warned them. I said the road was bad. So, like, I think there's one trans pan, one oil pan. I think I heard rumor of another couple oil pans have been knocked out, but like, bad deal. We survived it, so we're here and we're gonna go eat, and hey, we'll see you at the track in the morning.